Welcome to episode 20 of the TOD Project, brought to you by Triumph Company with your hosts, Marselis and Jared. Today on the TOD Project, Marselis and Jared, along with special guest Dani D, talk about Dani's life story, what she does and focuses on, body positivity, strongman competitions, and more. Get connected with Triumph Company on Instagram at Triumph Company US, as well as visit their website, triumphcompany.us, while using the code TOD10. That is TOD10 for 10% off your order at checkout. We would love and appreciate it if you would subscribe to the TOD Project on YouTube and Apple Podcasts, along with following the podcast on Spotify. Finally, make sure to follow our special guest, Dani, on Instagram at Dani D Fitness 1. That is Dani D Fitness 1. With that, sit back, relax, and open your minds for today's episode. Welcome, guys. Welcome to episode 20 of the TOD Project. Yes, I know I feel a little ashamed in the slightest. For you people that were listening and were expecting this episode to be live, I do apologize. We are having some technical difficulties with the software that we were going to use for streaming, and I'm going to have to make it up to you guys somehow. So, again, I apologize for that. But anyways, today is going to be a great episode. We have an awesome guest on. Her name is Dani. You guys will hear from her in a moment here. Obviously, if you're viewing this on YouTube, you can see her face in here. So you already know she's there. She's ready to be going. But yeah, so just to kind of preface things, again, welcome back to the podcast. If you see down in the description, all our links will be below. So make sure, especially to support Dani, but to support Triumph Company as well. If you guys are about the movement, about the whole message that we bring, go cop some merch. We just came out with some new stuff. I'm wearing it right now. But yeah, the least you can do is just go check it out. Go check it out. We would highly appreciate that, and connect with Marselis and I as well if you have any questions about that. But anyways, guys, I know we were kind of squeezing this in. We had some time changes. This is awesome that we're getting this in. But Dani, I guess I'll start with you since you are the guest. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing really well. Marselis, my man.
I'm doing good and getting better. Gonna smile no matter the weather.
Hey.
Man, the crypto market is booming right now. It's the weekend. I'm enjoying myself. I'm just ready for this podcast. Let's get it.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a real good one.
Great.
So, Dani, I guess we'll jump right into it. Kind of tell the people who you are, what you do, what you're all about. Kind of give the people a little rundown. Go into as much detail as you want. I guess there's discretion there, but
yeah, you'd probably have to stop me if I just kept on talking all day. But I'm Dani Dyer. I'm 27. I'm from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I'm owner of Dani D Fitness, LLC. So that's my business. I'm a personal trainer. I am basically, an advocate for body positivity. So body positive influencer, if that's what you want to call it. I have gone through several different stages in my life with dealing with verbal abuse, body shaming, body dysmorphia, all the good stuff, growing up and in this society as a larger body. And I wanted to create something that helped break the stereotype of what strong looked like and what healthy looked like. For people to be more accepted in the gym, for women especially, but I do train men as well. Because body, any body issues, it happens with male or female, and people like to just throw it all on the females, right? Like we're the ones that have the insecurities and the things like that, when a lot of men do as well. And so it's like automatic that we're not seen as strong or things like that. So I try to bring, my work as a strong woman athlete, because I'm a strongwoman competitor. So I pull trucks and lift really heavy weights and stuff like that to the table as well, to show that you can be strong, but also you can be sexy with like my Move Fit format. It's a dance fitness format that I do as well around the community, for charity and stuff like that. And before the pandemic, I did that monthly. So it was saying that, yeah, you can dance, pull trucks, own your own business, be young, be a female, be out here doing things and enjoying life, no matter what box people try to put you in or stereotype that they think that you look like.
Damn, that's awesome. That's a really nice rundown you gave everyone. That's awesome.
Well, thanks. I like it,
though.
Huh?
My bad for cutting you off, but pulling trucks though. I pulled a truck like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never do it again, just because my back still probably like hurt a little bit from it, because that's so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a
I
big
love it.
truck. I wonder how big the truck was that you pulled, but the one that we pulled was like just a regular, like a small two-door Chevy Silverado. It was a small older one. But
Yeah.
like, were you pulling like an F-250, F-350 or
Yeah,
something
I
like
have
that?
350 at Broadway. I've
Oh,
done like at competitions, like I've done that heavy, but at competitions it was just straight. So it wasn't like going up a slight hill. So
wow.
yeah, it's my
How,
favorite event to do.
how heavy is that truck then?
Like 2000, I guess.
Oh
Like,
my
like
God.
like that. But I had two men in there also that were very heavy strongmen. So that were just like in there as well. So
That probably
Dang.
added what, like extra like 400 or 500 pounds, depending on how much they weigh.
dude, they're like 250 each, like easy. Yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
Oh
She's a
my
beast, y'all.
God.
She's a beast, Dani D Fitness. Hey,
I love it.
so have you ever got into, you said strongman competitions. What about powerlifting? Were you ever like big on that?
No, so basically, like I was a competitive dancer growing up. So I didn't even lift weights until I got injured and I had to start strength training. And so I did that around like 17, lost it in college, and about my sophomore year started teaching group fitness and started like doing some lifting and stuff like that, but really didn't get into it until I was like 20, I guess like lifting, it was, I mean, when I started strongman, like, I mean, I started personal training with Matt McQuiston, who was with Klug Fitness here in Nashville. I started training with him, I think it was 2018 in like June. And literally I went to my first competition that first weekend of August. So I had been training with him for like 2 months and he was like, you know, you're really strong. And I had been doing like workouts up to that, but like every class that I went to in Nashville, every place that I went, I would be like, hey, like, you know, I think I need heavier weights. And they would look at my body and they'd be like, nah, you're good. Or they would say, no, you need the female weight. You need to keep with the female weight.
Right.
And so I was always like, well, cool, but I'm not changing. My body's not doing anything different. So like I
Mhm.
need to, you know, excel, or I need to be pushed, or can you stop judging me based off my body kind of thing. And so once I started like trusting him and I found that trainer, you know, he was literally like, why don't you come to this competition? I'm like, cool, you come and compete with me. And then me, him, and then Blake Harris, who was our strongman coach, he came with us. And so me and Blake won. I mean, me and Matt won. And so literally it was the first competition I ever did and just like nailed it. Went to the second competition, won, and then went to nationals all within like 3 months time. Right.
Damn.
So I just went straight into pulling up 485 pounds multiple times, like, and doing 400-pound carries. Like that was just like, I could just do it. And obviously I have a strong frame and things like that. And I had worked out for the past 7-8 years or 6-7 years teaching and training and doing like insanity and kickboxing and I mean cycling. I taught everything, right? So I've ran half marathons, like 9.5 marathons. Like
What?
I've done a bunch of different things, and that helped me to be able to, like I told my clients even before Strongman, I was like, I want to be able to, like, if you tell me right now, hey, you know, I'll give you $50 to go run a 5K. I'd be like, oh, cool, I can go run a 5K. Like I'm physically able to do that, right?
Mhm.
Or if they were like, I want you to deadlift over 250 pounds, I could be like, I can do that. So I just always try to strive to, you know, try to preach to my clients about um, focusing on functional movement and just being strong and well-rounded, and not just focusing on doing, you know, 6 days, no offense, but 6 days of CrossFit, you know what I mean? Or 6 days of like really high intensity, like killing and breaking yourself down, and really focusing on like efficient movement for, you know, just enjoying movement for the purpose of that. So yeah, so no, I did not do powerlifting. You know, the long answer, but no.
Hey, it's
I
all
just,
good.
it honestly seems very boring to me. You know, it's very structured and it's very intense. I get
That
it.
is true.
But I like that you have different events with Strongman. I like that you know what you're prepping for a competition, so you know what the events are, but you never know how it's going to go. You never know how it's going to be, and it's always something different. You don't go to the same competition and do the same events twice.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. There's another thing you should look into. It's called the Athleticon.
Uh-huh.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, he's gonna be the owner of it, and I guess it's gonna be like another big event Similar to like the Olympia or like the Arnold Classic, where they're gonna have like strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding. They're gonna have stuff for CrossFit people, just like everything fitness
Yeah.
in one event, and The Rock's gonna host it. So you should look into that. You know, you may go through there and dominate.
I would love that, man. I tried out for the NBC Titan games. That's why I pulled that truck up Broadway,
Oh.
and I got to like the last round, and I didn't make it. So, but it's okay. It wasn't meant to be at that time, but that was something I was looking at doing.
Damn.
Wow.
The Titan games. Did he actually did that ever air? I saw
Yeah.
commercials for it.
It's 2 seasons so far.
Oh dang. I'm a little behind the loop then. Because I remember seeing commercials for it and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a Dwayne the Rock Johnson kind of stan. I like him. But usually everything that he does, I'm amused with. So kind of disappointed I missed that.
Yeah, it's okay. I think they're on, I don't even know what channel it's on anymore or if they're doing reruns, but they talked about doing a 3rd season, but who knows? I don't know. But it was cool.
So basically I try to get this question in every single episode. So our podcast is called the TOD Project. It stands for Triumph Over Defeat. You kind of mentioned what you have went through to get to where you are today, but can you kind of speak on a moment that was kind of like the thing that ignited the flame that, really was like, okay, now I'm going to do this, like, okay, that was like, this is the last time this is happening. I'm going to say, fuck that and just go.
Yeah, definitely. I sat in my apartment in college and I was just so depressed. I hated looking at myself. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't, I lost all lack of self-esteem. I was over being put on diets. I was over being told what to wear, how to act, what to do, who to be. I was just over it. I got to my rock bottom and it literally felt like, what is even the purpose of my life? Right. And when I started movement and I stepped out of my comfort zone, all these things that I preached to my clients, I fought for what I wanted. I got my movement in, like everything that I tell them I did, but I had to do it from the bottom. And I wish that people could not have to get to that low of a point, you know what I mean? To start, and it would just do it without having to be depressed or be frustrated or can't even look at yourself in the mirror, like not getting it to that point. So that was the first time I think that it really was like, whatever. But but even from my injury when I was 14, I had to overcome adversity then, and I kept dancing. I kept making it work. I marched through things. Like I didn't like have to do it full out and stuff because of my back, but like when we got on stage, I did it full out. Like I kept moving because movement was the thing that saved my life multiple times, and gave me purpose. And even now I'm actually dealing with that same injury because it will be with me forever. I was carrying 400 pounds at a competition, which I'd done a million times, but it was with really bad equipment. And what happened was it was like 4 inches lower than it was supposed to be. Nobody could even do it. And then I was like, well, I guess I gotta do it. And I had an intuition moment where I was like, don't do it. And I did, and I did the 400 pounds, and then I went up to a deadlift and did 405 pounds, whatever, 4 times or something like that when the time ran out. And I qualified for nationals, and that was now not this past January, but the January before. Literally the next day, herniated disc, bulged disc, and my sciatic nerve, like everything was messed up. So actually dealt with like my left leg being numb for the past year. And it's almost like feels normal again. I'm like almost there, but I've had to be off of movement for like 12 weeks. So it's been crazy. And the risk with this injury is that it could come back at any point. I could sleep wrong, I could fall, I could, anything. But the extensive strength training, it does actually, it obviously is more high of a risk. So this is another pivot in my journey where I have to now overcome adversity and figure out what is the next move,
So it's like a continual thing that, the way it sounds, it's like, you said like you could sleep wrong or, something could just happen and it could just come up again. So like, I feel like, is it like in the back of your head when you're going 100%, like, does it stick around, or is it kind of just, this is what I'm doing, I'm going to worry about it later type of situation?
Yeah. So when I was competing, because it's been a minute, when I was competing, I I literally knew that my back would give out. I just didn't know when. And so I just enjoyed the heck out of it. And that's how I kind of do everything with my life. Like, I know that certain things don't last forever. So I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to soak it all in. I'm going to enjoy as much as I
That's
can
what
of
I'm
it.
talking about.
You know what I mean? Like, because it will come to, and people who think like, no, I can do XYZ forever, or this is going to be forever, or whatever. It's like, you can say that and maybe you'll be blessed that it'll happen. But like, at the end of the day, like, I know that it comes in seasons. It's going to be a little bit different, every way you look at it. And so yeah, so now it's very much in the back of my head because I still have pain associated with it. But like, I've been in back pain since I was 14, since I originally had the injury, and I've just dealt with it. It's the leg numbness that bothers me. So it's almost like we all have different pain like thresholds. We all have different things that we will compromise for, right? And that can go with even said about relationships and things like that, like how much you'll put up with before you gotta like throw the towel in, right? So now it's like, I lifted up 315 pounds at a competition back in December, and I wasn't supposed to be competing or anything, but I did it. I enjoyed it. Back was completely fine. And then literally it was a week later and I slept wrong and I couldn't feel my leg again. You see what I mean? So it's one of those things that when you have something like that happen, you got to enjoy a good day and a pain-free day. Like when you have it, you can't wait to say, I'm going to go do this the next weekend, or I'm going to do this, whatever, or I'm not going to work out today because every workout now is going to literally help me get out of pain. And so I have to, like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Exercises that I do and stuff like that. So a lot of people, I feel like, always take things for granted. And I really try to live by this code of that I am appreciative for everything that I've worked hard for and but I've been, privileged to have that has been set in my way, that, all these things. But I know that I got to enjoy the heck out of it because you never know when it's going to be gone.
100%. Yeah, I've been in similar situation with everything like that I've been going through. I've had like repeated like foot surgeries and leg surgeries throughout my life, and I totally connect to what you're saying. Like when I was like back in high school when I played sports and everything, and now when I like work out or do conditioning or really whatever I want to do, it's like I feel like I really have to focus on being in the moment when I'm working out. And that's what you're talking about. It's like being in the moment, focusing on, okay, this is feeling good now. Let's just go 100% now, because you never know.
Yeah.
Wake up tomorrow and then you can't go. So like cherishing being in the moment, cherishing the good day. I can definitely connect to that. I feel that 100%.
Well, thanks. Yeah. I think more people need to remember that. And I think a lot of people saw with the pandemic that they got a lot of things taken away from them, things closed and whatnot and stuff like that. But we are creatures of habit. And I even have people who I know are taking it for granted again. Right. And I even do to an extent, but I really try to be like, you know, no, why not? Maybe I would rather stay inside, but it's like, you know what? I have the privilege. I have someone like that's going to come out with me, and I have this opportunity. So go while something is open. Like, go do it. Like, don't wait to live your life. And for so long, I think a lot of people with healthy lifestyles, they wait to start living their life because technically, I mean, you're meal prepping, this, and like you're meal prepping and you're doing all these things and you're trying to be so good. And so it's hard. You can't just go out drinking every weekend. You can't just go do things that you normally would do. And so you have to give some of that sacrifice and whatnot. But there is a extent to that as well. Like I think you have to have a give and a take with that too. And I've done it every which way. I've done it where I didn't go out, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything for an extensive amount of time, 9 months. I've done it for a year, all these things. And I missed out on a lot. But that's what I feel like I needed to do at that time. And that's where I was in that headspace. Right.
Yeah.
So I experienced that and I don't regret it. It helped me get to where I am today. So, which is fine. But it is interesting to hear people still like be like, nah, I'll get to it. I'll do it later on. You know what I mean? Like, and really the opportunity is here and it's right now. And why not take it? Be ready for it,
100%.
Okay. For every female or male, listen to this. It's got an excuse not to go out here and be better. Hey, Jared, show the shirt for the YouTube people. Yeah, just shut up and work. Literally, just do what you gotta do to get through your day and cherish every single moment, because we can die at any moment. And I swear, once you get to the point where you really are fearless, you don't fear like getting injured again or messing up again. That's when you truly tap into your higher self, your better self. So, Dani, I see you though. You are a trooper. You're a warrior. You are the definition of triumph over defeat. But what do you want to do as far as your brand? Like, it's already pretty strong. It's like known around Nashville and everything. So what do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years, far as helping people, personal training, and just doing you?
Yeah. So thank you for all of that. That was really sweet. I love my brand. I love what it has, what it represents and everything like that. And so what I just did was I just expanded. So my lead trainer, Blake Harris, he is now training under me. Okay. So basically that way, because I got to a point where I was training, so many hours that I just couldn't get people in. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many times people can come in, whatever. So he takes my overflow clients. So now, once again, expanding the brand. And so from there, I would like to get a few more trainers under me, having like the wisdom, like basically not having to deal with the nonsense that I dealt with when I first started. I trusted some wrong people. I went down some wrong path. Like there wasn't, I just had to figure it out. Right. And people can say, well, that's great. And that's why you're where you are today. And that's true. But I would love to help people streamline that, be in it, embrace it, and then also stand for a body positive movement. That's what I'm trying to create and, expand. So wanting to do that. And then for the next 3 years, that's the plan. But basically we get to the point where eventually I would step down and not be as much of a focus, where I wouldn't be as much with the clients, and then would look at doing something, whether it be opening my own facility and then having like a place where all the sponsors, all the people that help me throughout this journey would have a place to have their products, their things, and it just be all right in one place kind of thing. That could be an idea. Or also I have an event coordinating major, so I would also have loved to open up like a venue where it is like for weddings, fitness events, drive-in movie theater. I mean, just all these like really cool things that I love, you know what I mean? But it just basically be like this big event space where I could do multiple different things with it and basically never get bored.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess so when you're talking about facility, right? The first thing that comes to mind, I mean, I'm an avid like Andy Frisella like content consumer, with like First Form and everything. So and I've only seen images of their HQ and like what they all have there. Like, are you going like that scale, like insanely huge, or like you going like a nice like Anytime Fitness type of size spot, or like just what I guess what are you thinking?
Yeah. So it honestly, it depends on how all this plays out. You know what I mean? It depends on if I get the right trainers, if I get the right people under me, the people I can trust. So that's a huge thing, is finding the right type of trust. But I like to shoot for the stars. And so like, it would be awesome to have a facility where I'm talking like, it maybe would probably be, I would say, a middle ground of the two. Like it wouldn't just be a bunch of machines and like a regular, like an Anytime Fitness, you know what I'm saying? It would be more targeted towards like, basically, I don't want to say like strength athletes. Like it would be all bodies, all type of people that would be in there. But imagine kind of like a strength facility where you have like the turf, you have the ropes, you have the mirrors, you have all those different things, but like have the equipment that like for functional movement, like back squatting, your deadlifts, those type of deals, whatever. But also having rooms that have time for group fitness and times for the things like that. So it would have to be big enough for like all those things to happen, but having sponsorship type people in there. So where you would get your meals, where you would get your supplements, where you would get, if you like this chiropractor, this massage therapist, like literally all the people, spray tan, all the people that have helped me kind of thing, getting if not the people who created those brands, but getting their people under them in there kind of vibe. That's what I would envision.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And then that way it is big enough for multiple different things to go down and happen. And then people could, again, we have that Anytime type fitness or whatever, like the membership where people are like coming in like whenever they need to, but also you got the personal trainers in there that need jobs, that need spaces and affordable places to rent. then you have the people who need to be like working like massage therapists, but don't want to be under a local corporation, you know, kind of vibe.
Yep.
So that's what I'm all about, is supporting a lot of the local brands. And then from there, taking that model, if it worked and if it was successful, and then going to a different city. Because like that's what I would love to do with my fitness events. Find Your Fit is what I did. It's a super cool event. And I partnered with St. Jude. The money went to them, type of vibe. But that was a cool event. And so again, I like the idea of having something like my presence being in Nashville, Atlanta, Arizona, New York, you know what I mean? Like getting that all over. So yeah, so it's kind of the worth of beginning phases of like, what does that look like? And it will genuinely depend on, like I said, the people on my team and really how hard, you know, like I'm trying to work with it, obviously, but like if having them, because I believe that like I can be the hardest worker in the room and whatever all day long, but like I can't create an empire by myself.
That's right.
You know, so I need like that good trusting, and that's going to take time. So the next 3 years are basically prep for that, and finding those people, trusting those people, making sure that the, you know, the formula works, the McDonald's like ingredients, like it all, like, you know, you get the same burger every time, like it, you know, and that's going to take a minute. So.
Sheesh, we got boss lady vibes going on right now. Oh my God. Dani, you're inspiration. I ain't gonna lie. So I want to ask you, like, who inspires you to go out here on your dreams and goals and to have your own headquarters or a space or a fitness complex where people can come through and do their thing? Because, gosh, I wonder who inspires you, because you are a strong human being.
Thank you. I don't know. I mean, I've had many different mentors in my life, and they've all been, for the most part, women. And like even from when I was in college to like the fitness director of like the college gym. From her to when I went to Vermont, I worked at an all women's healthy living resort, and Lynn Covell is her name, and she was the fitness director there. She took me under her wing, taught me everything. I mean, just the knowledge that I learned there was unparalleled. And body positivity was a thing up there. So intuitive eating was a thing up there that was never even heard of down here when I went up there. So I feel like I kind of brought that down with me, and helped, you know, in that regard. But I couldn't have done it without her. When I was at the resort, I met a woman who was there getting help for herself, who basically invited me back to her house, like after I was done with my internship there. Went and met her husband, who's he has ALS, so got to meet him. And they're millionaires, amazing people. But she became like my business manager, basically got me my job in Franklin, or got me an interview that got me my job in Franklin, when I was working at a corporate gym, and has helped me ever since. You know, she helped me with my taxes. She helped me when the accountants and people screwed everything up for me. She, you know, I flew to Tampa to go visit them. Like really just was all that. And oh, Susie Gorman Green, she is a master trainer with the certifications that I'm under, and I'm an assistant to her. I go to her beach house in California and stayed with her my very first year I started my business. Second year I started my business, and she was super helpful with like everything within college and like bettering myself and making sure I stayed on my credits and I was actually a certified professional, not just somebody saying that I was, you know. So really, I mean, all those women helped me. You know, my mom in a weird way also has helped me. In looking at, she's not in the health industry at all or anything like that or whatever, but has helped me a lot more than she probably understands or knows. And same with my dad, coming from two very unhealthy parents and how I was raised and stuff like that. So, you know, you never look at a negative experience or a bad experience as, you know, a worthless experience. You take from those and you learn what you want to be and who you want to be from that, right? And that helped me a lot. So definitely those ladies for sure. And I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, I really I want to say there'd be a man in there somewhere besides my dad, you know what I mean? But I don't know. But yeah, they were really beneficial and just believed in me and saw something in me before I even saw it. And told me that I was destined for great things just because of me being a good person, trustworthy, loyal, you know, and they saw that. So that was really, really great. So I don't know what I would have done, you know, without them. They were key parts and very pivotal pivotal part. So.
Are you reading any books, or do you read books, I guess? Well, I mean, that's kind of a weird question.
Yeah, they're sitting right there on the shelf. It is so bad because I have a lot of books that people give me or that recommend for me, and I am just horrible because my mind is always going. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's an
100%.
audio book, then that's fine, and I can do things with it. Like, I have my own podcast, so the Love Your Body podcast. So anyway, and so on there, like, I can listen to that while I'm on cardio, or I can, do it while I'm cleaning. Like, I want to be able to do multiple things. For me to
Mhm.
just sit and read is very challenging for me. I would like to get to that point sometime. It's almost like I'm on this train right now that, like, I'm not getting off anytime soon. So, like, I can't focus on just one thing. You know what I mean?
100%.
So
100%.
I
So
will.
you mentioned it a little bit, your podcast, Love Your Body podcast.
Mhm.
I guess give yourself a little shameless plug, tell the people what it's about.
Yeah, so it's about exactly the title. Like, it's
Mhm.
about loving your body, whether that's through relationships, through mindset, through physical, injury, through all of that. Like, we cover a lot of self-esteem, a lot of consistency, a lot of personal, things that people have gone through when it comes to body positivity, and the negative side of it too. So yeah, so I mean, it's been a really cool venture to get to do that. I've had a very rough last year, and most people can say that, and that's fine. But with losing someone that I loved, it was very hard. And so having a podcast to be able to express and say the things that I wanted to say and just kind of be me and be authentic and just not really have anybody talking back, you know what I mean, is
Mhm.
a really fun expression. And I actually, my lead trainer, he co-hosted with me. That was his idea. He just decided to come on one day and then not, he just kept coming back. So that's fine. But so anyway, so he does it with me. And we have a fun time, and we're just so, like, on it with each other that, like, I'm sure, like, you two are, it's just fun. And it's
Mhm.
cool because you never know what somebody could pick up. One word that I said in that podcast, somebody could pick up one word in today's podcast, or one thing or one theme that is going to help them change their life and set them up for success.
Mhm. You guys, it seems like you guys have a pretty laid back setup. I love that. I love that look. Like, you guys are just casually on a couch, just chilling, just doing your thing. I like that because
Yeah.
we've been talking about. I mean, we live in two different spots, so it's challenging to have a set in stone studio for it. That's
Yeah.
obviously one of our dreams, but I also like how it can be so laid back, like, but you're both here just supplying value. Like, I feel like a podcast is probably one easiest way to kind of share your values and share what you want to say, but also, like, one of the most impactful ways to, one, share information and share value, but to receive information. I feel
Yes.
like it's insane. And
Yeah.
just having fun with it is the best thing too.
Yeah, no, it's great, and he's my best friend, so it makes it even better. But no, I actually live in a high rise that I'm a body positive influencer for. So in here, it's like a studio space. So literally, we just got the couch, and then we'll have, like, the desk that I'm sitting at. I have my guy who does mobile podcasting, so he comes and he literally, like, sets it all up for us. So all we got to do is just talk. So it's really nice, and that's a guy that I've supported, you know, with a lot of my events and been there for him and stuff. So we came together for this, and it's really nice. So
That's awesome.
That is great. Hey, Danny, so who would be your favorite, who's your favorite person that you want on your podcast where you're like, I gotta have them on? Because if we get Kevin Hart on or The Rock on, I'm gonna be excited. So
Shoot, if you get the rock on before I get the rock on, I'm gonna have some problems. I'm gonna be like, hey, I better be on here too, so he
challenge
can remember my
accepted.
face. I'll be like, hey, you saw me pulling that truck up Broadway. What's up? What's up? You gonna put me on now? Yeah. Anyway, but no, I don't know. Actually, I do know. That's a lie. So there's this girl on Instagram, and I believe I'm saying her name right. Casa Fit. Have you seen her? Kaisa.
KISA.
Kaisa?
I don't know.
How you
She
pronounce it?
it says
Look her up.
Kaisa, Casa. Either way, don't know how to say her name, but I love her. But she's got like online programs. She's whatever, but she makes everything look easy. That's kind of her like claim to fame, right? Does these really cool things on Instagram. She's got a strong body. She was an athlete, but she really likes to say she likes to say that she's not defined by her body. Okay. And I get that side of things as well, because she's not defined by her body in the sense of like how fit and how strong she is, right? And I always didn't want to be defined by my body by how big and how out of place I was. You see what I mean? So I feel like there's a lot we could come together on, and we could discuss about, the whole, like what I'm trying to do, the love your body movement, but also how she values, herself and whatever. And I really think that she is like an older version, I feel like, of me. And so, and how she just inspires positivity, and she's always, this person, but she keeps it real too. And will kind of let you know and like put you in your place if you need to. So it's a good type of vibe, I think. And I really like learning from her, watching what she does. I think she's pretty cool. So
Yeah, I pulled up her Instagram. She's got some nice content.
yeah, she's real cool.
She's got 1 million followers too. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's pretty legit. And again, she partners with people and things like that. And like, I think that's really strong as well. And I like that. And it just seems like she's worked out she works out with Kevin Hart's trainer all the time.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So like, so that's cool. So they're like friends. And so, so I think that was maybe that might've been how I found her, honestly. But yeah, just another strong female, independent, it feels like, type of person out there. Because there's a lot of females on Instagram that are not being real, that are using these apps, filtering their body, changing their face, changing their arms, all this stuff. That's why I did my no filter project and stuff like that, because I'm just over it. It's, again, we're wanting, this technology, the purpose was to connect people, was to engage people in what you're doing in your life. It wasn't to change your life for people or make them see you in the way that you want them to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And all I've ever wanted in my whole life was just to be seen. You know what I mean? Like, just seen, like, for me, not for my body, but for me. And so now it's just kind of funny when people are like, I don't know, like they finally seem to see me, but they see this person, this influencer, this strong businesswoman, all these things and whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I'm still Danielle. You know what I mean? Like, that's who I am. So it's like, you almost, like, she doesn't want to be defined by her body, right? It's like, I don't want to be defined just by my business, by my accolades, by all my things. Like, I love those things. I've worked hard for those things, and those should be respected. But it is like hard when you try to build relationships and friendships when people just look at you as like another opportunity, or like, let's do an event together, let's do this together, like, how can you help me, whatever, and I get that, and I like mentoring people, but it needs to be like clear. And a lot of people mix that, right. And it's not, it kind of is, I don't know, it's kind of a bad taste in your mouth, because you want to feel like it's genuine time. And that's how, like, me and Blake operate. Like, when we're working, right? We're having fun, but like, we're working. If we're having friend time, we're having friend time. Like, so we kind of know how to navigate that versus constantly take.
Hey, they say you can't do business with your friends, but I say you're doing the wrong business.
Right.
Just to show.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to be clear about what you want and understand boundaries and know the person too, like, know the in and out. So that's why the people that come under me, want to train or whatever and be under this brand, I want to know what is your goal? What are the real things that people are afraid to answer? Like, if you're the type of person that you're not going to get up at 5 a.m., then tell me you're not that kind of person. If you're the kind of person that wants to work 7 days a week, then tell me that. Like, let's just be honest about it. Don't fake it. Don't act like you need to be something that you're not, because I'll use your strengths and cut out the nonsense. So that's kind of how I look at it. But
sheesh. Jared, you got anything, bro? Because I was gonna ask you about the home workout thing, because I don't have so many people asking, hey, can I just work out at home? Do I really gotta go to the gym? do I really got to calculate all my calories and carbs and proteins and fats? Do I really got to do that? Danny, what's your take on that? Because so many people want to take the shortcut route. They want to do the microwave type of strategy, I guess, in their life, and that's not how
Yeah.
it works. I know that, but what is your
Yeah.
take on?
So my take is it all depends on like what you want. And I think a lot of people don't know what they want. I think a lot of people don't know what they want: relationships, with friendships,
Oh my God.
life, and you know what I mean? Like they just don't
Mhm.
know. They think they know, you know, whatever, but they don't actually know. So I think assessing themselves and saying, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. Cool. Why? Well, you know, because I want to look better. Okay. But like, why do you want to look better? Well, I just want to look, everybody wants to look better. No, no, no. I ask about everybody else. Why do you want to look better?
Mhm.
Well, I want to look better for my husband. Okay, well, take him out of the equation. Like, stop wanting to look better for other people. Why do you want to look better? Right. So again, asking those hard questions and getting down with it with yourself and understanding yourself and knowing yourself. Like, again, like I said, it's like if you have this goal, how are we going to put action to the goal? Like, why do you want it? And do you want it bad enough to do the things that you haven't been doing for all these years? You see what I mean? What's going to actually change it? What is it? Well, you're a trainer? Cool. I would love to help you. But with that being said, yes, you can do at-home workouts. You can do virtual workouts. You can do those things. But I truly believe, and I've told my clients this and whatever, and we adjust with the weather and all these things and whatever. We got to do at-home workouts. Something is better than nothing. Because again, you're still working out for your heart. You're still doing things for your health. And that's the point that this should be. It shouldn't be about losing weight. It should be about feeling your best and, feeling your healthiest. But with that, I believe that my body did not change. And so I started lifting heavy because with my frame and the amount of muscle that I had and stuff like that, until I started lifting heavy, my body didn't shape out. I did 5 hours of workouts a day. I would run 2 miles every day. I would do HIIT workouts. I would do group fitness. I would do all these things, and it didn't change. And then when it did change, because I limited my calories to a low extent because the trainer told me to, and it was too low, I lost weight. Yeah, and that's normal. But I did not, when I lost that weight, I didn't look the way I wanted to. So I got it. I made it to the goal, and I didn't look how I wanted to or look my best and what I thought. So then I had to revisit, like, well, what did I not do? Well, I never really lifted heavy. Let me find somebody that can help me lift heavy. When I say heavy, that's relative to everybody. I didn't know I was going to be a strong woman. I was just saying, I want to lift more than this bar. I want to lift, like, I want to lift more. I want to do something, like, give me something hard, something challenging. And so I really do believe in weight training to get where you want to go. Weight training, I think the steady state cardio, I used to hate that. I used to hate walking. Now it's mainly one of the only things I do, for cardio. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think knowing what you want and then looking at yourself and saying, what is realistic? Like, how much are you trying to put into this? So creating a plan of action. And then from there, finding somebody that you trust. I mean, I went a year after I started my business, a year without really working out. I did some online programs, I did some things, and I started to hate movement. I started to hate it. And it wasn't until I put myself out of my comfort zone, went to this Nashville Fit competition, ended up getting second. And I was like, why couldn't I get first? What was holding me back? And so that's when I met that trainer there and was like, and I already had known about him, but like I met him there and I was like, hey, I would love to work with you. You were cheering that girl on. That would be awesome. I'm here alone. It would have been nice if I could have had somebody come out and watch me crush this and whatever. And I did really well. And I didn't have anyone there. I mean, my dad came to watch, but you know what I'm saying? So it would have been cool. So to have that support, right? And then when I found him, that led me to Blake. Blake became our trainer. Then that led me to winning all these competitions, doing all these amazing things, which then led me and him becoming best friends. Then led to him being my lead trainer for my business now because he saw what I was doing through what he was trying to do, saw my talent, my business, and then wanted to come on to that. And that right there is really special. So you never know where this journey is going to take you. So what I have to ask people is, are you ready? Are you ready? Not what your parents telling you, your friends telling you, your boyfriend's telling you, none of that. Are you ready for it? Because you never know what's going to happen.
Oh my God. I feel like I gotta go to the gym today. It's snowed in. She over here. She's like, you gotta lift heavy. I'm like, man, have I been lifting heavy enough? For the women that's listening to this that really want to get into guys too. Like, You cannot avoid it. You got to go through the sweat. You got to go through the pain. You got to live heavy. You got to eat right. You got to do what you got to do to get the body that you want. Dani already just scratched that off the list for anybody that's going to make an excuse from any of our listeners that make excuses. It's time to go ahead and change that right now.
Yes, sir. Yep. It just takes one decision, one good workout to put you just in it for success, you know? And I'll tell you, that first workout I had with him, I mean, it sucked. Like, it was bad. Like, I did horrible. I felt really defeated and whatever. But then afterwards, I took about an hour and I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it again. Like, you know what I mean? So it's something special, and it's something that you don't know about it until you really get in it. And, you know, I don't think that you have to work out 6 days a week to get the body you want. I don't think you have to work out 5 days a week to get the body you want. I don't think you really have to work out 4 days a week to get the body you want. I think that you should be moving because we're meant to move. But I do think that, you know, lifting heavy and things like that, your body needs time to recover. Or just lifting in general, strength training, your body needs time to recover. So breaking it down every day isn't going to get you the results you want either. So I think that, again, it's a balance. It has to be a balance. So I do believe that finding that balance and that works for your routine. Because a million people, we can make up so many excuses and we can say that my job, this, that, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you want it, you'll go after it. So that's why I always say, first and foremost, like, what do you want? And go from there.
Making it very personal. So then there's no leeway. And then when they start slacking, you go, hey, this is what you told me. Right. Let's get back to it. Yeah. I love that.
And it's a very personal thing. I mean, sweating, working hard, moving your body in ways that maybe you don't feel comfortable. Things are, you know, out of place, you know, things aren't perfect. Things are whatever, you know, you don't feel your best. Your pants are falling down. Like, you're having to pull them up. Like, your sports bra's coming out, like, whatever, you know, you got to deal with this. It's an uncomfortable situation when you really look at it. So you need somebody there with you. You need that accountability. You need that strength to let go of your ego, let go of the nonsense, let go of every doubt you have in your mind, and just fight for what you want.
Dang, this has been amazing. Just providing the value. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. So I'm happy. I'm happy with it, with how this is gone. This is amazing.
Well,
we need one of those bomb buttons, like, you know, like a lot of other podcasters and radio hosts that have like the bomb boom. We need to drop bombs. We need to have little sound effects and stuff for Dani, because you was dropping bars like a preacher or a motivational speaker. Literally, we could have like an instrumental on some of the stuff that you were saying and use a clip, and like it'll get somebody motivated, and have our TOD project in the front. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. We got somebody ready to make sure that we get a good clip of you from this podcast, because yeah, you was dropping bombs. I'm over here like, oh shit, I need to go to the gym myself.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a pleasure having you on. Like I said, this has gone higher than expectations. It was awesome to meet you, obviously. And I mean, I mess heavy with what you're doing out there in Nashville. I know Marselis is out in Nashville, so he's a little bit closer to kind of see the movement. But yeah, I respect the shit out of what you're doing. I respect the confidence and the respect you have for not only yourself but the people you work with, and it's insane. It's rubbing off on me a little bit to step up my game and really, you know, think a little bit harder on where my goals are at and where I have to change and where I should change. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm here for. So,
Marselis, you got any closing thoughts, my man?
It's just time to get up. It's time to get up and lift. That's all it is. Let's go ahead and see if the gym is open right now. I know the snow is starting to melt outside of Nashville.
Yeah,
there really ain't no excuse not to go hit the road and take my butt to the gym. I go to Gold's Gym and I lift, and I get in there. I'm gonna go in there and grind and wear my Triumph shirt.
Love it. I love it. That sounds like a good plan to me.
But yeah, guys, this has been episode 20. Again, go down in the description below and connect with Dani. Her Instagram's insane. She's got fire content, and obviously I know she'd be more than happy if you had any questions. You'd be able to reach out to her. So make sure to go down below and connect with Dani. I mean, if you listened all the way through this, you know what kind of value she's able to provide. So yeah, thank you for coming out to episode 20. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties that we were not able to stream this live, but that will be coming because I need to figure it out. anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. And we will catch you guys next time.